What's going on YouTube? Lord of Houston coming at you with a video. 713 Space City, we in the building. And of course, while I get to talking about it, thanks to the Texans, Jags, and Bills handling their business, courtesy of the Chargers handling their business as well. The Chiefs are now mathematically eliminated. Which I understand that everybody, is the NFL world is going, absolute crazy right now that KC is now eliminated. For people that hate the Chiefs with a passion. Not me though, but I just want to briefly throw that out there. Though the Texans do stay in the hunt, I think the Texans do move up in the AFC playoff picture. Well, actually, no, they don't. At least not this week. But they do stay in the AFC South race. Since, Jags and Texans both won, both putting up 40 plus points. But I gotta say the offense showed up today when it mattered. Credit to the offense. Nick Caley put up a pretty good game plan today. Woody Marks, had a touchdown before going out with an ankle injury, in which I wouldn't mind resting him. Special teams was good today. Wale got a fumble recovery on special teams, while Kamari Lassiter got him a pick in the red zone. So that was 2 takeaways. The Texans could have had a lot more sacks, had they not missed sacks at times. Danielle Hunter could have had 2, but the 1 sack was negated because of a illegal contact on Jalen Petrie, which was boneheaded. Plus a boneheaded penalty face mask that Derek Barnett committed on Trey McBride, who pretty much torched the Texans the most today. Was the biggest Achilles heel of the Texans. And of course, I'll throw in Jacoby Brissett. He played pretty well too. Since it's the first time all season that the Texans allowed a little over 225 yards passing. And I have to admit, the Texans defense was pretty iffy at times today. Since they had moments where they had a hard time getting off the field. Even on 3rd and 4th and short, they had a pretty kind of a hard time getting off the field at times. Danielle Hunter did get him a sack. And who got a sack today? Who got him a sack today? Who got a sack? Who got a sack? Hold on, let's see. Texans defense got a sack. Who got him? Who got it? Oh, Danielle Hunter got a sack. And Danico Autry. Yeah, Danico Autry got him a sack. But Jawar Jordan though, man. It would have been nice if he could get a touchdown today, but man, he balled out pretty well today. And I gotta say, both offensive lines, played pretty well today. Despite the outcome. But like I said, the Texans had their share of missed opportunities of recording multiple sacks in this game. But it is what it is. Gotta get some things cleaned up. Gotta do a better job of, getting off the field. Even if you're the number 1 defense, still gotta do a better job of getting off the field. And Nico Collins, had 2 TDs, who got over 1,000 yards for the 3rd straight year. 3rd straight year today. 2 TDs. And who caught a receiving TD today? And Dalton Schultz, who had himself a good game today. Nico was the leading receiver. But Stroud, had himself a good game today. 3 TDs, 260 yards. Salute to Stroud. And special teams is on point. Jalen Noel, got him a nice return. But would have been nice if we could score a few more TDs. But it is what it is. But Texans didn't come. Despite some little few boneheaded penalties, the penalties were pretty much under control today. Jacoby Brissett, had him, played his heart out. Carter was the leading rusher with 56. Trey McBride, had 2 TDs. The biggest Achilles heel on the tech for the Texans. Wilson had him a TD as well. And who recorded the lone sack of the Cardinals today? Nolan. So other than that, man, I say it a B plus, a B minus. I'll give this grade I'll give it a B minus at best. I'm thankful for this win, for this Texans win. 6 straight win at that. But like I say, defensive side was kind of iffy at times. Got to clean some things up because they do face another talented tight end and Brock Bowers next week. And I get the Raiders, got shut out today, but can't afford to take the Raiders lightly at all because the margin for error slim to none, hands down. So let's enjoy this win and let's beat the Raiders next week. 713 to Space City, LTH checking out.